I saw on March 31st, 2024. I said, guess what movie I just watched? I'm way too tired right now at 3:49 a.m. I suppose I was pretty tired. Oh, I'll tell you something. Okay, let me tell you. Let me fucking tell you something. Let me fucking tell you. Okay, I saw Sexy Beast. What the fuck is that? Directed by. You'll never believe who it's directed by. Directed by Jonathan Glazer, the same director of Zone of Interest. Made Sexy Beast. I think this was his first film. And I'll tell you something right off the bat. It was bad. I did not like it. My mom warned me. She said, no, I'll tell you, she warned me that it was a very bloody movie, which it was not. There was one scene that had some gore in it when, okay, don't make me say it, Ben Kingsley, Mahatma Gandhi, Don Logan, Salvador Dali, the one guy from the Wes Anderson films, or no, Roald Dahl from the Wes Anderson films, gets shot. That scene is really good. It's great practical effects. But that was the only blood scene. This movie is so fucking anticlimactic. Half of, like, the majority of it is about this mob boss is attempting to convince Gale, played by Ray Winstone, he's a retired hitman. Or no, a retired criminal. He's not a hitman. I'm just thinking of hitmans, bro. He tries to convince Gale to do another job, even though he's retired. And let me tell you my personal interpretation, because literally everywhere else that people have talked about it say that the whole thing about Don Logan is that he is super intimidating. In my opinion, the whole thing, the whole dealio, the whole gimmick, the whole thingy thing about that movie is that Don Logan is no longer intimidating. He's lost his charm. He's extremely erratic, of course, but the fact that Gale is able to stand up to him so much so, it just seems like he's he's losing his charm. Along with the fact that he gives himself a pep talk in the mirror at one point. I thought it was trying to tell himself to be intimidating. I don't know, maybe not, I guess. But yeah, half of that entire movie are the two just bickering, where, Logan just goes, do it, and he goes, no, do it, no. Don't make me say, shut the fuck up, dude, stop saying the same thing every time. But yeah, it literally, there's like multiple scenes where he just goes, do it, and the guy goes, no, and the guy goes, do it. And then at the end, or no, what? He eventually, accepts the denial, and then Don Logan goes on a plane, and in the middle of the plane, he's like, no, get me the fuck out of here. I'm going back to Gale's, and I'm going to get him on the mission. And then, Gale, I don't think Gale does it. One of his friends does it. He shoots Logan. That's supposedly the bloody scene. But... And then after they kill Don Logan, Gale goes on the mission in order to divert suspicion off of himself. He actually does go on the mission. And then it happens, and then that's it. It was like it felt very anticlimactic. This is another movie that tricks you into thinking there's a plot, similar to Naked Lunch and The Big Lebowski. Yeah. And in one of the scenes where Don Logan is originally shown, he said, that's the line, he goes, I'm sweating like a cum in here.
Gotta change my shirt, it's sticking to me, I'm sweating like a cum.
Because it's hot for some reason. That's why I drew that amazing picture. Along with this, there's one last thing I'm going to say before I faint and, go back into my hole. There was... This movie I found very similar to Breaking Bad. in the way that Don Logan is very similar to Tuco, and after Gale does the whole thing about Gale doing the mission is that there's a bigger boss that comes over, and he's, unlike Don Logan, he is intimidating, and he does this through his extreme, silence. Extremely similar to Gustavo Fring, Giancarlo Esposito. I don't know why I said that in such a way, but yeah, similar to Breaking Bad. The whole thing about the movie is that at the end he goes, I know you killed Logan, but I don't give a shit, bro. You would be dead if I cared more. And then he lets him on his way, and then the movie's over. Maybe I should rewatch this. Tell me down in the comments if this movie's actually good, if I should rewatch it. And then, there's a couple more things I'm going to say. I saw the rest of the Jonathan Glazer movies except for Birth. However, because it's about Birth is about Nicole Kidman who falls in love with a young boy. That's literally what that movie's about. However, I've heard that apparently that movie is very good and that she does an amazing performance. It was also, here's just bringing it into my personal life. What? Bringing into my personal life. I was watching Phantasmus. That's a new show coming out. It was really, really good. I recommend. It's a weird, interesting show. But the guy who made that, Julio Torres, said that Birth was one of his favorite movies, which I find interesting because I respect that guy. And so down in the comments, if anyone has seen Birth, tell me if it's good and if it's actually worth watching or not. 'Cause yeah.